Hi everyone. Our next essay is going to be a cause and effect essay. For this essay, we are going to write either all causes or all effects. This is not like the comparison and contrast where we did both in the same essay. We'll be either writing all causes or all effects. But here, we're not going to do both. We still need to have 5 paragraphs here: an introduction, a conclusion, and 3 body paragraphs. And each paragraph should have 4 or 5 sentences. So just so we know, causes are reasons, effects are results. They mean the same thing, really. Reason and cause mean the same thing. Effect and result mean the same thing. So again, we're doing only one or the other. 4 or 5 sentences each. So again, in my introduction, we'll start off by saying something interesting. We'll have some background information. And then the last sentence will be my thesis. So if I give you an example of that one here, we can say there are many causes of blah blah blah, such as, and then we need to mention my 3 points, or we need to mention there are many effects of blah blah blah, such as. So we need to mention our 3 points in the thesis. So then when we get to the first detailed paragraph, we'll either talk about the examples for my cause or the examples for my effect. And we need to have either 3 causes or 3 effects. Each detailed paragraph will talk about one. So if I want to talk about losing weight, there are 3 causes of losing weight. One can be a better diet. So detailed paragraph 1, I will talk about a better diet. Exercise is another one. Detailed paragraph number 2 can be exercise. Detailed paragraph number 3, maybe I learn about my health. So that could be my 3rd cause, and the 3rd paragraph can be only about that. When we get to the conclusion, again, we're going to say our thesis again for our first sentence, and then we're going to give a suggestion, or we're going to make a prediction. We have some vocabulary words that we can use that will help us with this kind of an essay. So as you can see here, I've separated this by yellow and green. We can use all of these vocabulary words for a cause essay, or we can use these for an effect essay. So it doesn't matter if we're doing causes or effects. These vocabulary words here can help us with our essays. So the yellow indicates the cause half. The green tells me that the effect half. Okay? So if we look at some of these, it is cold, and that's why I have a jacket. The first part is my cause, the second part is the effect. As a consequence of the rain, I have an umbrella. So if we look at as a consequence of, as a result of, because of, and due to, notice that after these words we'll only say a noun. I know sometimes some students can get confused between because and because of. When we say because of, only say the noun. Because of the rain, comma, I have an umbrella. You can say it the other way too. I have an umbrella because of the rain. Please do not say because of it is raining. Excuse me. After because of, we're only going to say a noun. When we say the word because, we need to say a subject and a verb on both sides. I have an umbrella because it is raining. Or we can say, because it is raining, I have an umbrella. It is very important that we say a subject and a verb on both sides. If you say, for an example, because it is raining, this is not a complete sentence. So please be careful, everybody. We need to have a subject and a verb on both sides. I have an umbrella because it is raining. We cannot only just say because it is raining, because that's not a complete thought. And I know sometimes when people are speaking, it's hard to tell the accurate grammar, but in written English, we really need to say both sides. So if we come down to the bottom part of this, when we have consequently, therefore, thus, and for this reason, these sentences have two sentences, or these examples have two sentences. On the left side, it says it is raining, and then here we need a period. Consequently starts a new sentence. When we also say therefore, thus, and for this reason, these start new sentences. It is raining, period, consequently, comma, I have an umbrella. So for these, please pay special attention to the punctuation. Make sure you have a complete sentence, period, and then after consequently or therefore, use a comma before you go on to the second half. So as a conjunction, it will go in the middle of a sentence. It is raining, comma, so I have an umbrella. Please do not start a sentence with so. That is not correct English. So goes in the middle of a sentence. The cause on one side, the effect on the other. So make sure you can do that correctly. When we write these essays, it's just as important for us to be able to correctly write good punctuation as well as good grammar and structure and everything else. I have two example essays for us to look at. One is an effect essay, and the other one is a cause essay. So let's look at these. And again, each paragraph needs to be 4 or 5 sentences. So my last sentence of my introduction, again, we have my thesis, right? So here, there are many effects of earthquakes on people, such as death, destruction, and added costs. The thesis is always that last sentence of the introduction, and it'll tell me about the whole essay. I mentioned the 3 parts: death, destruction, and added costs. These will be my 3 body paragraphs. So the first body paragraph here is just about death or injuries. So after we have the topic sentence, you can give me examples or an explanation of what this is like. Now if you notice, I use because of, as a consequence, and due to in this paragraph. You don't necessarily need them for every paragraph, but it's a good idea for us to use some of these cause or effect signals in my detailed paragraphs. So this first paragraph, I give some details and explanation about death or injuries. In the second body paragraph, I start off with my topic sentence again, and then I give some explanation for destruction. Same thing here. The topic sentence starts off the third body paragraph, and then then I can give some explanation or extra details about that. My first sentence at the conclusion will be my thesis one more time. And then after that, I give some advice or suggestions. So just make sure we have 5 paragraphs. The thesis is the last sentence of the introduction, restated in the beginning and the conclusion. My 3 body paragraphs need a topic sentence and then some examples for each one. So this one is my effect example. And then here on this next side, I have a cause example. So same thing here, my last sentence of my introduction, I have a thesis sentence. There are many causes of getting fired, such as tardiness, laziness, and distraction. I mentioned 3 reasons. Those 3 will be what I discuss in my 3 body paragraphs. And again, I start off my first body paragraph with a topic sentence. My first sentence is a topic sentence. And then after that, I give some more explanation or examples about that. Second body paragraph also starts off with a topic sentence and some examples. Here we also have a topic sentence and some more examples. And again, we don't need to necessarily use some of these cause-effect transitions in every sentence, but try and use at least maybe 1 or 2 for each of the body paragraphs. So in the second one, I use thus and due to. In the third body, I have consequently, therefore, and as a result. So make sure you use some of these vocabulary words, and you can use them in either the cause paragraph or the effect paragraph. Don't worry, we're not writing both. You can choose one or the other. And again, my first sentence here in the conclusion needs to be a restatement of my thesis. And then after that, I give some suggestions about, or advice about what we can do. You can use these as some guidance for you. Especially pay attention to the thesis, the topic sentences, and then make sure you add your own details. So again, 5 paragraphs, at least 5 sentences or so each. And check for your punctuation, your grammar. I will be checking for everything. So we'll keep practicing, and then we'll check these as we go along the way. And let me know if you have any